All right. Well, since I haven't gone live in a while, I don't know what the heck's going on here. If anybody's out there, just put a thumbs up or put a thumb down, whatever. I don't know whether I'm even being retrieved. Okay, so why are you not allowing me? Is there anybody out there who can hear me? At least give me something. Okay, I got one person. Why? Okay. So, oh, well, I don't want it that way. I want it to be for my computer. Well, that's weird. How you doing, Mr. Palmer? I'm having trouble here. Isn't it funny how they like to mess with things? I don't know why that's doing that. That's not what I want it to be done. Well, anyway, I'm not going to be here long. I don't understand why this is working this way. Anyway, in saying that, you don't need to see me anyway. All right. So, what are you doing here now? Okay. So, anyway, I don't know why this is working this way. Anyway, uh, the reason I'm on here is because I'm trying to understand. First of all, since I'm on here, if you haven't heard, um, Charlie Kirk had been assassinated. He was shot in the neck, and apparently he did not survive. So I've listened to him. I don't prescribe to everything he said. I know he was a fellow Christian, and I pray for his family and you know that they get through this and they stay strong in the spirit of Christ. But the reason I'm saying this is because I always remembered something that old Obama said, and he was always talking about trickle down economics. That if the rich are the ones who are rich, then that trickles down to the rest of us. Well, throughout the years, we found out that that was a false statement and a narrative that really does not exist. Now, I will say this: I was going through Proverbs, and I've been reading through Proverbs. I'm trying to find a scripture that basically tells me about what a good king is and what a bad king is. And what trickles down from a good king. Now I haven't found exactly what I'm looking for, but I have found this, that whenever the Bible talks about someone who is under the authority of God, they're wise. And those who are not under the authority of God are not wise. And what comes out of the mouth and the heart of a man that is not under God is his own devise. If we look at Proverbs 15, it says in 1, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse therein is a branch of this in the spirit. The foolish despises his father's instructions, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent. Now, the reason I'm saying all that is because I have noticed this anger in America. I have noticed this hatred in America. I have noticed this warring of people who are supposed to be on the same side, all these divisions, all these tears, all these rips, all of these racist wounds and scabs being pulled open. And what I see and what I feel, I could be wrong, is that our dear leader is not a leader of goodness, is not a leader who does things out of the righteousness of his heart, but he does things according to what he thinks and wants recognition for what he does. And what happens is that anger, that recognition when he doesn't get his own way, that childness, that's what trickles down into the minds and the hearts of the people. They become angry. This person may be a transgender believer. I don't know what his story is. But if Trump's sitting here stating when he first came in that all the things he was going to do and he was going to be a peacemaker, and now he is called the Pentagon of war, that we are a war machine, that people are going to know us through our strength. If this is what it means to be a strong nation, and what comes out of the top, this anger, this prejudice, this bigotry, this hatred, I could go on with the word hatred, because that's what's trickling down from the top. And it's people that work under him, kiss his butt and act the same way. His vice president's a ruthless little guy who wears makeup on his eyes, mascara or whatever. I swear to God, that guy has got mascara on, like he's doing black and white movies or something. I don't know. But he's a funny, peculiar guy. And all the people in government, whether they're Republican or Democrat, remember, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. If we would have still had the other regime in there, your children would have been mangled and have to wonder whether little Bubby is going to come home and be Jenny. You know, all of this, all of these things that people do not want to recognize, that we are what we're being fed. And America is fat. America is lazy. America is filled and always hungry. America, and especially now, they can give us all the junk food and even overprice us, but after you're done and you're all fat, you're still hungering for more because you're not getting the nutrition that you need. You know, I've said it many times, I do not believe in evolution, but I am beginning to believe in de-evolution. I'm beginning to see the mind going backwards. Maybe it's because of deficiency of any type of proteins that we actually need. But anyway, in stating what I was trying to find, I basically find that in Proverbs, we're seeing that a wise man or a wise son would listen to his father, would sit there and learn from his father and do well, and would want to be a good leader. And that's what we all want. You all vote in for a better leader than the leader you had before. You thought this one would come back, and you find out he's a different type of leader. He's not the leader that you planned on. He wasn't the leader you voted in. And this is called a tyrant. But here's the thing. What he has done to you people who were Christian, now you have got devices in your heart now. You have divisiveness in your heart. You have anger in your heart. And this is because of the anger that comes out of Trump. You want him to succeed, and you fill his anger machine, and he gives it right back to you. It's a perpetual wheel that goes back and forth and back and forth. It's like playing tennis. You keep hitting that ball back and forth. And you got a volley going on. So Trump gets angry, and so is his people. They get angry back. He gets more angry, and his people get more angry. He puts on we are going to now be a war machine. Now he's got his people becoming a war machine. Where is the peace? Where is the harmony? Where is the justice? All you have brought, Mr. President, is fear, anger, division, bigotry, racism. And once again, if I haven't said it enough, anger and hatred. This is what you bring to the table, Donald Trump. I was going to say Donald Duck. But this is what you bring to the table. This is what you bring to the table. This is the type of leader our children are supposed to look up to. I say that with a question mark. Is this the leader that we're supposed to have our children look up to? Is this the strength that we want our children to grow up and emulate? Is this the America that you want your children to be brought up into? An America of anger, an America of viciousness, an America of diversiveness and divisiveness, an America of prejudiceness and bigotry and hatred for anyone different. It isn't that we have a melting pot. It is now we have a melting pot of warness that if you are this type of person, that you are not worthy of being treated with human dignity. We have brought that back into society. I always say, how and who brought it to us? Our dear leader. He's brought it in two ways. For you people who are still following him after all the things he's even done against you, and you still got it for him, right? Then what happens is you end up what? You end up becoming a branch of what he is. You become an extension of your leadership. If your leadership is all messed up and all rugged, that's what your human nature will grab onto. It's a lot simpler for a society to fall astray than it is for a society to pick itself up and not become astray. And if it's following a leader who's astray and doesn't know any difference, then the people go astray with the leader. If the people go astray with the leader, then all fail. And there's nobody picking up the oar and sitting here saying, wait a minute, we need to start, rowing. We're ready to sink. And our dear leader is just barking out, orders. Keep us afloat. Even they have to put bodies on top of the hole to keep us afloat. And yet, if you can't keep it afloat, he gets angry. And yet, the reason being, we get angry because he's angry. And he's angry for reasons we shouldn't all be angry, but we become angry. You all see where I'm going. I'm going in this perpetual bubble here. I apologize. But it hurt my heart, to hear about this shooting. Not to forget that young girl. And I don't care what her ethnicity was. I don't care where she came from. She was an American citizen at the time, or a person on a bus minding her own business, and for no reason at all, a man who should never have been out of prison, had been out of prison, 13, 14 times this man has gone in and out, and somebody had the audacity to sit there and say, well, it's okay, let's let him out again. He should be okay to go. And he kills this young girl for whatever reason, I don't know. But this is the state of the union. This is the state of our society. And